Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. This is Realm Weaver. I am starting off in Season 5. It's first day, Season 5. I had a little bit of trouble rebirthing. I'm pretty sure there's some kind of glitch with the rebirth system. They're probably going to hotfix it later or patch it later or something like that.
This place
Just so that
the fallen star
it's not going to be an issue for other players going forward. This is my first video after the Christmas break, so I figure I'd do some more Diablo videos.
I seek the fallen star.
Captain Rumford, more dead are coming. We can't open the gates until we drive them back.
Now my overall goal with this guy is he's probably going to be my only seasonal character since seasons are not so emphasized now. There's not seasonal exclusive legendaries anymore. There are pets and other stuff that I can earn and whatnot, but I don't really see that as a big deal. I mean, I can earn everything I need to earn, or everything I want to earn on this guy.
For many years, villagers were too afraid to settle.
Are you Leah? Rumford.
Watch out! The wounded are turning!
This is killing business.
The dead will overwhelm us
I
all.
will send.
Thank you.
Yeah, you may see me going back and forth, going to pick up all these books. I just do it so I don't have
Mumford and
to
the others are losing hope.
do it later
Tell
on
them
and
not to lose
whatnot.
faith. But if help doesn't arrive soon,
Only Rumford came back.
No, there's not a book in here, I don't think. Oh yeah, there is.
We have come at last to Tristram's old cathedral. This is where Diablo, Lord of Terror, first corrupted.
Sorry if I sound a little
This is
scratchy.
where I may finally
I'm,
find the answers
How can I help fight?
I got a cold I'm trying to get over right now, so
the barricades!
More fury.
That's one of the wretched mothers. There are more of them in the ruins down the road.
I, Deckard Cain, have spent many years traveling and writing about the strange.
yeah, there seems to be some kind of a glitch with the mouse. It's not the default game
The
mouse.
remnants of Queen Asilla's slaughtered handmaidens who were twisted by foul magic. Now they feast upon cadavers and regurgitate them as newly formed, risen dead. I will never forget the first time I saw these horrors shambling out of the misty woods. Our loved ones, buried long ago, rose from their graves and began to attack the living. However, the risen dead were only the beginning.
Dear reader, I am Abdalhazir, adventurer, scholar, and researcher. I share my knowledge of this incredible world and its creatures through my insightful missives, often at grave risk to myself. Why, I was recently in Kanduras, where my tents were ransacked by vicious quill fiends. I was able to beat them off with a shoe, but a less bold man would have fared far worse.
I'm sure people will be like, why don't you just go? Why don't you just go to the next area? I'm kind of a completionist. I like to squeeze as much as I can out of each area. I mean, some areas are just way too big, and I know I'm never gonna ever go through every single part of the zone, but these smaller areas, these smaller zones, I mean, I don't see a big if. I mean, they're not that troublesome.
I will enjoy this. Not enough fury. I've gained new power.
During the last days of King Leoric's reign, even the skeletons of the ancient dead.
Yeah, I usually play as a whirlwind monk on this guy. It's the
ready to cut down anything that yet
it's
grew.
really
Fragile. These creatures
I wouldn't say overpowered, but
it's quite formidable.
It's one of the fastest builds out there. I mean, there's not really that many builds besides like a monk that can match Whirlwind Barb's speed. They're just insanely when they get geared, when they get to max level and they get their Wrath of the Waste set. It's fairly hard to keep up with a Whirlwind Barb.
Is done. These
I mean,
unholy creatures can rest now.
I would say hard. Yeah, it's hard. It's just, but if you're going for a Whirlwind speed build, like I said, it's damn near impossible to keep up with them unless you're some sort of a monk with like a speed enhancement kind of thing,
I need
kind of
fury.
build going. But yeah, monks or Whirlwind Barbs are fastest build out there with a nice defense and yeah, so I like them. I've played Whirlwind Barb since Diablo 3 first launched.
Not enough fury.
Was that a year or two ago? Yeah. Oh yeah, it was about 2 years ago.
Diablo himself once walked this place.
You never know what you're gonna find in these zones. You'll find if you're a lore nerd or anything like that, you'll find books scattered around. You'll find little random treasures and stuff like that floating around. I mean, it's if you're really not in a rush to get to max level and you want to enjoy the ride, I highly recommend going through every nook and cranny. But if you're just trying to get to max level as fast as possible, I would probably do adventure mode. This is not adventure mode right here. This is what do you call it? Story mode, campaign mode. This goes through all the acts in order, and doesn't quite have a random element to it. I mean, some parts of the map, you'll learn this if you're a veteran D3 player. I mean, some of these pieces of the map aren't completely random. They have a certain order to it.
For a long time,
You get an
I
achievement,
forgot
if you didn't know, you get an achievement for talking to all these fools in the towns and stuff like that. Anything with
Some heroes are fighting. Oh, and
I don't think you get an achievement for talking to this guy, but
damaging your own. In fact,
You get an achievement for talking to everybody and collecting books and stuff like that. So if you're an achievement hunter or looking to be an achievement hunter, that's one thing you might want to consider. You don't have to sit there and listen to these guys drone on. I mean, it's nice. It's nice if you're a first-time player to listen to these conversations because you get really rich lore.
A miracle has happened. A hero, like one out of Uncle Deckard's tales, appeared and saved us. I know in my heart that my uncle still lives, and I pray
if
that
you're
the
going
hero
through
will
it,
bring him home safely.
as many times as I've gone through it, it gets a little
Let
old.
me open the gate. Adria was my mother, but I don't know much about her. She died when I was very young. I was raised by Uncle Deckard.
What of your father?
I'm told he was a great warrior who was lost when Tristram fell to the demons.
Also for new players, if you're a new player, make sure to look at your gear that you pick up while killing stuff, because you want to have the best gear possible of what
Your mother had her secrets.
what you have in your inventory.
But I never believed it. Captain Dalton! Here's the key, and my mother's thank you.
Aiden came to me last night. I suspected what...
How did your mother die?
Uncle Deckard?
Yeah, make sure to talk to her again. I kept on forgetting when I was doing my achievement. It's easy to forget. These zombies are kind of do pathetic damage. It might be scarier if they gave you a debuff that turned you into a zombie or killed you and turned you into a zombie if they bit you, but that might be a little bit too hardcore there. One bite from a zombie and you're toast. Yeah, these guys do a lot of swarming, especially in the bigger areas.
Tristram Cathedral. The fallen star lies within. This is where the star fell.
It's nice to use traps too. They're handy when they're handy to use if they're readily available, but I mean, you shouldn't just go, you know.
The grotesques may seem slow and senseless, but they hide many.
You shouldn't go out of your way
dangers
to
within their hideously
use them.
malformed bodies. A set of spikes lurks beneath the monster's flesh, and foul parasites.
For one, the monsters are gonna follow you
These horrors themselves
if you
are
try to
constructed by
use
a
it.
greater evil, a darkness.
Well, maybe not zombies. Zombies are too slow and dumb, but any other monsters, I mean, would have easily gone out of the radius of that trap and just totally would have made that trap useless.
And I fear that the worst is yet to come.
There are various little hazards and stuff like that, like falling walls and traps, and like falling chandeliers and stuff like that that either stun or do damage or both. But it's up to you if you want to use them. I mean, like I said, I won't go out of my way to use them. Just because these guys, especially on normal difficulty, they're just so pathetically easy. And no matter what type of gamer you are, even if you think you're hardcore, don't max out the difficulty. You're just gonna make yourself look like a total noob, especially if you're level 1. What I mean by that is you gotta have really good gear to even be messing around with anything harder than the hard difficulty. Hard is just right above normal, but if you're low level, you don't want to go beyond hard. Let's just say this, the efficiency of where you want to be while killing monsters is, if you can take them down in one swack, you're probably if you can take down a monster or something like that in one whack of your weapon, they're probably way too easy, and you might want to increase the difficulty. Like, see this? All these zombies are going down in one swack. That's kind of normal for low level, but if you're like level 35 or something like that and you're hitting them with one swack, you might want to boost it up a little bit. Like at least one difficulty level. That way you're getting more XP, because the harder difficulty you go through, the more experience you get, but at the downside is if it's harder to kill an enemy, you're not going to be as efficient at getting experience. Like I'm on normal, and if you wanted to boost up to, let's say, expert or master even, and let's just say, for the sake of saying it, I mean, let's just say that you could kill monsters and stuff like that on that difficulty, and you enjoy it, you know, but for every one monster that you kill, I can kill probably 4, 5, 6 monsters, probably. I would go as far as to say, what's this guy doing? Oh. I would say, if you're going on the difficulty just below Torment, which I think is Master, there's normal, hard, expert. I think it's Master. If you're going on Master setting, for every one monster that you kill on that setting, I'm going to be killing like at least 20 dudes and getting a ton of experience. While you may have the boosted experience gain, I'm still going to be gaining more experience just because I'm killing them way faster because they're so easy. I mean, you gotta find a happy middle ground. It's all about balance.
He alone had the king's ear.
You typically when you're leveling up past, I want to say level 20 or something like that. If you're killing stuff with one whack, might want to boost it up. It should take you around two hits to kill like a zombie or something like that, and that's when you know you're at the right difficulty level. If you can kill it in 2 hits. Now, if you're killing it like 3-4 hits, you're not being as efficient with your experience. You might want to bump it back down to efficiently gain as much experience as you can while you're leveling up.
Foul minions, stay back! Back! May this wedge hold.
Oh, Deckard Cain.
Skeleton King.
The power of the fallen star awakens me, and soon all will suffer as I have suffered. Gods, bring me his bones.
They're just beating down that old man. Come on now. Skillies.
Back to your graves!
You silly skillies. Gather up all the monies. Heal myself up with the orbs.
It is wonderful
Let's
to
go,
hear
Dan.
that Leah is well. I feared the worst. I learned of this secret passage through old maps I found.
Yeah, fuck. Like I said, every now and then you want to kind of go through your inventory list and see what you got.
Discuss.
Beef yourself up a little bit with
Follow me.
what you got available. You're not going to look pretty until you get to max level. Then you can start gaining sets and stuff like that.
I have
Uncle, you're alive.
Thanks,
time is
not
Please,
the ancients grant me strength.
the skeleton.
You crafter
King
mystic.
was once our beloved lord.
What?
He said.
The key.
When did I get a mystic?
Leah, you should not dismiss the signs so lightly. Do you not?
This is a rebirthed hero, so normally at this level, if you're first starting out, you don't get a mystic until you get to the expansion area, which is oh, what is
I
it?
spent most of my life.
What does your-
He's convinced that
Act 5, I believe it is.
Your mother.
she wasn't.
Westmarch. Westmarch is the area
If I
that you get the mystic.
You and Leah seem to
I
keep.
do not. The prophecy of the all-know.
Diablo drove
Later
down.
he command many.
The only thing you should be getting in this, the first act is your blacksmith. And of course you got your stash over here. It's located in a different spot in every town, but yeah, this is, oh, that's nice right there. Another important thing to look at when you're equipping stuff is stats, the stat changes, if it's a DPS increase, and if it grants experience, especially when you're leveling up. Anything with bonus experience to it, big help. Oh, that's Reaper Souls Digital Deluxe Edition stuff. Just throw that in there. Every time I make a new character, I always throw those things on. Although this is not a new character, but it's just a rebirth character. I hope I get the blacksmith soon. I think that's, yep. Yeah, talk to the blacksmith now.
Leah spent all night alongside the blacksmith's wife.
I can't believe she's here.
My
Always.
She's not supposed to be here.
I speak.
Doesn't look like Jewel Crafter's here. Jewel Crafter comes in at the second act.
Thank you. Follow me. Friends, I'm sorry. This must be done. Mira, my love, forgive me.
Yeah, it's Mira, the blacksmith's wife. Apparently she was infected. And you gotta clear out all these zombies, and you find her and she turns into a zombie. Poor blacksmith.
Couldn't have done this without You'll find his tomb in a cemetery in the Weeping Hollow. And if you see my fool apprentice out there, tell him to get back to town.
Yeah, see, he tells you about his apprentice, but if you take the time to look, you actually can find his apprentice out there. And, before I go anywheres, I'm gonna disassemble all this crap that I got. You know what? I got those things in my stash. They are meant for the Mystic. I'm just gonna give it to her. I can't believe they give you the Mystic right out the gate. That's just weird. They've never done that before, but I'm guessing either it's because it's brand new or I'm guessing it's a rebirth hero is why they do that, but
you said that your
oh, I see.
Your grand.
He doesn't. Ah. I must have forgotten. Oh well. I'll just show off some of these cool things I got. There's this little button down here. It's an appearance thing, your collections and stuff like that. You get wings, everything you see in here. You can change the appearance of your guy. So there's Wings of Valor. They'll show up on your character. This one looks like StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm Collector's Edition wings. These are Legion wings from Illidan. These are Kerrigan's wings. Pets. These are just pets that I've either gotten for BlizzCon or collector's editions. Like this is a collector's edition probe from oh, what is it? Legacy of the Void. This one is collector's edition from Reaper's Souls. BlizzCon. And this is from last season. I earned that. Portrait frames. These are these wolf ones. These are the ones I earned from last season. This one, I think, yeah, Heroes of the Storm. That's from Heroes of the Storm. This is from BlizzCon. Yeah. I like my Merc Goblin. Actually gonna equip him. Pets nowadays, they actually have a function. They pick up gold for you since this new patch 2.4. They do pick up gold for you now. These are just different pennants that I've earned. There's Heroes of the Storm one. That one's from Season 3 it looks like. BlizzCon 2000, it says up here. BlizzCon 2015. And my Warlords of Draenor one. I like this Warlords of Draenor banner for Barbarian. Although they all the if you do the set dungeons, if you complete all the set dungeons in this new patch, they came out with set dungeons that if you have all the pieces of every set for your class, what it basically does is it allows you to allows you to unlock like cosmetic stuff. Like there's a pennant that's exclusive for every class if you can collect all the various sets. There's like four or five sets. The Immortal King set, the Wrath of the Waste set, the Might of the Earth set, and I'm forgetting one for the Barbarian. There's another. There's 4, I believe, and each set, each armor set has its own dungeon that you have to complete, like mission stuff for that specific class set.
More fury.
Mission objectives. You complete all the objectives on that, you get like an achievement or something like that, and some cool cosmetics if you complete all of them for the entire class. You get a pennant, which this little flag thing is a pennant, and if you complete all of the class objectives for all the classes and all the class sets, you get a pair of wings. They're like green wings. It's kind of like a prestige thing, but probably won't see me doing that until like later on.
In the eastern kingdom of Khuzestan, I heard rumors of Zakarum warriors called Crusaders. While the natives were most reticent, I was able to deduce that this order was founded 200 years ago, just as Rakis took his army of paladins west. But these Crusaders went east on a very different mission.
Even though it has dexterity on it, it's still way better than what I got. Strength, life, hell yeah. Yeah, that's better. That's better stat-wise, but it's a lot slower. So I don't know if I want to... And plus, the monster... Yeah... Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Monsters grant 1 experience. Yeah, screw it. I'll do wield. It's not like these guys are hurting me terribly anyways.
Not enough fury.
Yeah, for elites, you don't want to judge. You want to judge it on regular monsters, where you want to gauge your what do you call it? Your ability to clear content fast enough and efficiently. You don't want to gauge that off of elites. You want to gauge like blue or yellow or purple enemies. You want to gauge it off these white guys. Probably like the easiest out of them. Just because if you're gauging it off of an elite, obviously an elite's gonna be a lot more difficult enemy to handle. Yeah, the only thing I hate about zombies is that they like to rise from the dead. I love them on maps and stuff like that when you're going through rifts, but if you got this area that's rising out of the ground, that get kind of annoying because you're like, oh man, just cleared that area. What the hell's going on? Like, look at this. 3 of these fools just fucking pissing my day off. Yeah.
More fury.
Word to the wise, when you get to a higher difficulty level, you don't want to stand in anything that explodes. Because more often than not, it's going to take a big chunk of health, if not your entire life. And it gets a little annoying when you get a res timer. Or especially if you're playing hardcore, I mean, where you only get 1 life and that's it. Definitely don't want to be standing in those. Sorry about that, guys.
Guide my hand.
Oh wow. This one of those areas that swarm of these things. I think the only reason why I'm doing this area now is because Hadrig's just to see how big this area is, see if it's familiar, but also to find Hadrig's apprentice, because there's interesting dialogue whenever you find Hadrig's apprentice, and then you go back and tell Hadrig about it.
Not enough fury.
You won't get that dialogue with Hadrig if you don't find his apprentice. And I think it's required for the... I'm not 100% sure, don't quote me on that, but I think it's required for completing the dialogue. The dialogue between for the achievement, to earn the achievement. Here's Hadrig's apprentice right there.
Hadrig should be told of his fate.
And a bunch of zombies come out of the ground. I think there's a lot more zombies that come out of the ground if you're in higher difficulty levels. I remember that being a lot more annoying when I was at higher difficulty level doing this. One thing that's fun is you gotta try at least once. It's so awesome. You collect a bunch of pieces, ancient pieces, because you don't want to do this on regular legendaries. You want to do this on ancient legendaries. But collect yourself a set of ancient, I don't know, an ancient set. Whether it's I used Immortal Kings. I got all the Immortal Kings set, and what you can do is you can go to this feature called Herodric Cube, or not the Herodric Cube, Kanai's Cube. Sorry, D2 players will know what I'm talking about, but same thing. When you get the Herodric Cube unlocked, you have a bunch of different recipes, and one of the recipes is you can take a piece of gear, legendary or whatever. I think it's only legendaries. But you can take a piece of gear and make the level requirement for it level 1 and put it in your stash. Basically trade it to your low level. If you like want to start a new character, but you don't want to start like bare ass like I am with practically nothing, do that once. Just give it a go, and like start yourself off at like Torment 1 or something like that. Oh my god, it's great. Not only will you level a hell of a lot faster, but you get better items too. The higher difficulty you are. So all those items that you kind of see like way later on if you're like playing normal all the time. Yeah, you'll start to see them a lot earlier, and the item game is just a lot more
I've gained
interesting.
new power.
You're just being basically you're at the torment difficulty where you're just being like almost spoon fed, legendaries and stuff like that. Legendaries and yellows, really good statted yellows. Yeah, I'll go in there in a sec. There's a book I think out here. Yeah. Oh, hey guys. These 3 things right here are defiled crypts, but I think don't quote me on this, but there is a 4th. Whenever you come here, normally, not a regular's log. Whenever you come here normally, there's gonna be
want noble crypts. So I showed up with my shovel.
there's one right here, and then these other 3 right here.
There's no
Three out of the 4 of these are going to be open, but I think there is 4 out of 4 sometimes, or maybe it's just 3 out of 4 all the time. But one of these, if you come in here, if you reset the game, or if you log out, reset the game, come back in multiple times, there is eventually you'll find one of these defiled crypts that are not a defiled crypt. It's I think it's called Development Hell, and it's basically a joke level where all the skeletons and stuff like that are named after the developers that made the game, and you'll see some funny shit. But you get an achievement for it. Like, you get an achievement for killing you get an achievement for killing fools. In that level. And I think it's a feat of strength even. Not 100% sure.
I can't pick up anything else.
Ah, you gotta be shitting me.
Demons have been known to devour their own young when no other nourishment is available. Their offspring, the imps, sometimes manage to flee and band together with other demon spawn. They rove in vicious packs, ready to descend upon the unwary traveler and rip his body to shreds with their tiny needle-sharp teeth.
I just hope this is the one right out the gate, cause excuse me, I don't want to be going through all 3 of them. My pack's already full, and I don't have what do you call it, town portal yet. This is where I get the town portals and the correct dungeon.
These spirits will take
you get the town portal automatically if you hit level 10, or if you do this one quest in here to get the crown, Skeleton King crown. God damn it! I hate ghosts. I'm glad that they did something about this. These ghosts, ghosts were a lot more crappier. A few patches ago. I think they fixed it in this patch. I'm not 100% sure. It might have been the last patch too, but the ghosts basically 100% movement speed. Fuck it. Getting back anyways. The ghosts, basically had unlimited range attack. They could be like half a screen away, or even off your screen. You wouldn't be able to see them, and they'd still be siphoning your life with that little soul-sucking thing you saw earlier, which blew. You couldn't reach them, but your ass is getting drained regardless. And especially if you have like 10, 20 of those things on you, your ass wouldn't survive very long. Fucking blew. Where's the goblin? Come on, treasure goblin. Give me the loots. Every time you see a treasure goblin, try to kill it.
Some devious little goblins have been robbing our merchants. When pursued,
If you can.
they simply open portals
It drops
and
really good
disappear with
shit.
the most aggravating chuckle. Peasantry seem to believe that the goblins serve a great demon lord known as Greed. And furthermore, that their portals lead to Greed's domain. A ludicrous notion, truly.
Bracers. And a leather hood. Well, that's shit. That's shit. That's shit. Yeah. Crap, it's not the right dungeon. On to the next one. More likely, if you're doing this, you might get it on the first or second try. I'm just an unlucky bastard, so it's probably gonna take this try and I'll probably still be in the wrong dungeon, and then I have to do all three of them. I don't mind though; it's experience. Experience is experience is experience.
I need fury.
I'll be doing videos. I think I'll stop this video after I get the crown and return it to Haedrig. But I plan to chronicle
I am on the right path.
my season 5, making it as Barbarian.
I can't pick up anything else.
With more videos. Damn it. I'm in the right chamber now. There was a second level. Gold. We're gonna let this goblin do this gold thing.
Smiles.
Salachi. He goes fetches the gold for me.
The unburied
I wasn't near it.
I can't
from
carry
human
anymore.
corpses that were flung into mass graves without a proper burial. This hideous amalgamation of bodies decomposes together into one being, bound by some foul magic. For all my knowledge, I could only flee from it, and I would expect any other sensible person to do the
Yeah, take out these bone warlocks or whatever they're called. Because if you don't, they're just gonna piss you off and summon even more skeletons. As soon as you kill the 2 skeletons, it's summoned already. Yeah, there's the crown, the Oric's crown.
No, I will not allow
You
you to
gotta
bring that monster
kill
Leoric back to this world.
Chancellor Amon. He's a relative of the blacksmith.
I can't pick up
I
anything.
didn't get the
else.
connection when I first went through this, but it was interesting to know that. Oh, more experience. More experience. Let's go back to a shield. It looks like they get more stuff. Yep. There I go. Unlock the town portal. I could just portal out of this cave, but if I portal out of this cave, the return portal would just return me back into that cave.
I need to go back.
Let's see, there's the little portal right there. Now I'm guessing after I do this, it unlocks the blacksmith.
It's good to work again. There. New as the day it was placed upon the Black King's head. I need something more
8,000.
than making spades to occupy my mind. I want my life to mean something.
Then follow me and hone your skills. There is deadly work to be done, and I will need your arms. I have grave news. Your apprentice is dead.
Yeah, there's the apprentice.
Hope for the worst.
Dialogue right there. Yeah, blacksmith unlocked. Boom.
I'm overburdened.
Oh, overburdened. I hate this. Doesn't at the low levels. It doesn't have the little, the three little, destroy all white items, destroy all blue items, and destroy all yellow items. Little anvils right there. I think that's only in adventure mode, or if I'm at a high enough level or something. Yeah. Train. Why not? You always want to train up your blacksmith and get him as high as you can get him at all times, because
I don't want to talk
at some point
My dear,
when you move on from normal to a hard difficulty or even expert,
our time
before you start getting your sets and stuff like that,
in the end, fate,
you
cruel mistress, your strength is needed to end the horrors that beset this world. My final wish is that you find your path. Love all.
yeah, turn that off. That's distracting. You're gonna wanna like make a bunch of yellow items, because yellow items are the best items in the game. They're just below legendaries, I'd say. They're the cheapest non-legendary thing you can make that is pretty damn close to a legendary in terms of stats. And the high
I will crush you.
how do I put this? You always want to constantly making yellow items for yourself, if you can, if you got the mats. See, I'm not level 15 yet, so I don't need those. But you always want to train this guy up. You always want to be equipping the newest stuff when you start doing expert and stuff like that. That way you keep up on the power curve of the monsters. You're able to do you're able to do
I
stuff with
wish
that.
Leia could live a different life, a more normal life. But alas, such is not her fate. When I pass, there is none but her to continue my work, and the future of this world hangs in the balance.
Uncle Deckard is home, rescued from the clutches of the Skeleton King. Tristram used to, but now.
Yeah, I think that's all she says. Go around the corner and check, yep, Miriam's got stuff to say. You always wanna check with, before you go off and do stuff, you always wanna check with the townsfolk and see what they gotta say. They got a little blue asterisk mark above their head. They got shit to say, and more than likely than not, it's sometimes like dudes like this don't have an asterisk. You might find one every now and then.
After King Leoric went, lots of good. From the east shall come a monarch whose rule.
Yeah, he's just a healer.
Every scholar of demonic law has heard of Deckard Cain. The dead have been a bane on our.
What can you tell me about...
Not too much.
Alright, that's it for this first video. Hope you guys enjoyed watching, and please like or subscribe if you like the videos. And until next time, guys.